The Story of the Jews with Simon Schama is made possible by lead funding from the Paul and Irma Milstein family. Major funding is generously provided by the Polanski Foundation. Additional major support is provided by the Pershing Square Foundation, the Joseph S. and Diane H. Steinberg Charitable Trust, James and Merrill Tisch, Mortimer B. Zuckerman, the David Berg Foundation, Daniel and Joanna S. Rose, and the Lemberg Foundation. Support is also provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and PBS.
On the Indianapolis Southside, south of Lucas Oil Stadium, an old neighborhood and way of life, long since gone, still worthy of praise. A few homes and businesses remain, bearing witness to the people who once lived here. Deep roots intertwine. On this morning, an Easter Passover service, two faiths, Baptists and Jews, blacks and whites, celebrating a bond that Jim Crow and the Klan could not shake.
I think the bond was very natural. We were dependent upon each other in school and in playing after school, and we got together, and that's what we did.
Our parents never said stuff like that. You know, you can't play with him because he's Jewish. You can't. We never were taught that. We were taught this is if Benjamin's your friend, you play with Benjamin. If Franklin is your friend, whoever is your friend, that's who you played with.
Sharing a sacred space, shoulder to shoulder, the spirit of fellowship rekindled.
Well, I mean, it was certainly one of the most moving experiences of my life, and I think for everybody who was there that day.
You know, I came away with it probably as enthusiastic as I've been. I never saw so much joy. You could sense it. It was there.
After the service, a kosher meal is blessed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Professor Sue Hyatt helped bring these former neighbors together this day. She, along with her students, published the book The Neighborhood of Saturdays, an exhaustively researched account of racial harmony on the south side of Indianapolis.
I think it's just inspiring to know that 60 or 70 years ago, I mean, now we talk about, multiculturalism, we talk about diversity as a value that we think is important, but when these folks were growing up in the 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s, that language was not used, and yet they were living it. They didn't need the language because they lived the language.
Early on, as children from starkly different cultures, they found a way to be blissfully colorblind.
Absolutely colorblind, yeah. I never saw skin that was black or brown. I never thought in terms of skin. Didn't mean anything to me.
Living together. I mean, walking out the front door in the morning and seeing you across the street and saying hi.
If you were my friend, it made no difference what color you were. If you were my friend, we didn't think about color.
They lived across the street and down the street. We were in school together. And we were all poor, we were immigrants. So the children who are now, of course, our elders, the children were key to, I think, that connection and that shared dream. And it just happened by chance that particular space offered itself up as an opportunity for the kind of environment that both communities were looking for.
They played together, were in each other's homes, went to integrated schools, seemingly solving the race puzzle, while the rest of the city and country struggled with those issues.
I think that we know there are differences in people, and there have always been differences in people. But the fact is that people, should recognize that if you extend love If you have concern about someone else other than yourself, then this is what made our neighborhood.
I feel that I was really educated, well educated, because I did interact with people of color, and it made my sojourn into my girlhood and my adulthood something just more natural, more human.
But it was not to last. Interstate 70 took away the homes and the hearts of those who loved the old neighborhood, their numbers dwindling.
Ripped the heart out of the community. I mean, it's just, people had to move, and they didn't care where you moved. Tragic, tragic, tragic. And I tell everybody, this is where I was born. You know, you just can't. I need a sign out here saying this is where Bill Craig was born. You know, so there's some kind of heritage. People go, they don't know, they're just going over it. They don't have a thought about it.
The Torah and the Bible have much to say about following a righteous path away from darkness. And the children of the South Side of Indianapolis listened.
It made me a better person, I'm sure. And in fact, I made a point of thanking everybody, the black community, and for what they contributed to my life. I think I'm a better person by reason of all of that.